All right. Hey, what's up? What's going on? Hope you guys are doing great. This is gonna be for my Taurus viewers. Taurus, welcome to your August reading. Mm, I'm really still trying to learn how to speak, like in terms of what things to say. But I just want to say thank y'all for watching, and thanks for engaging with the space and for subscribing, liking, and what else did I say? Liking, sharing, and subscribing. All right. All right, let's get into it. So this is for my Taurus collective. Mm, don't mind my handwriting, and this is gonna be for August. This is for August 2025, and this is, yes, let's put a little heart emoji over here. Good. All right. All right, Taurus. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's happening for you guys? Let's see. Let's start with astrology first. Start with astrology. What's coming in for Taurus for August 2025? Okay, Mercury communication. I feel like something is kind of like a path. Like I feel like a path is opening up for you, and I feel like the light, the sun is sort of illuminating a path for you. This may be maybe connected to a job or travel. It could also be like a romantic pursuit, but for the most part, it feels more like a job. So it could be either a job, romantic pursuit, or like some kind of travel. But I feel like the sun is sort of illuminating a path for you somehow. So you could also be waiting for communication regarding a situation, maybe that you applied for, or you could be in communication with someone who is romanticizing you or is interested in you. And number 10 also may be very significant. So maybe something in the month of October, or the 10th of the month, or the 10th day maybe. We have Aries moon also wanting to come through. So this also could be something that you are keeping to yourself. You're not really sharing, so it could be again a new venture, something that just may come out of nowhere, or that you've been kind of putting in a lot of effort into, but it may be something that you're not really sharing with a lot of people. Please show me one more. Clear messages for Taurus. Okay. We have Cancer as well. All right. I think we'll just, okay, we have Leo at the top of the deck, so this may be also important. Yeah, this is basically important in terms of the sun energy that they were talking about. Sort of illuminating the path for you during the month of August. So I think communication may come through during the month of August. Some of you may actually also be expecting. Like I feel like there could also be one or two people stepping in, telling me about a pregnancy. So someone could be expecting a boy. They could be pregnant with a boy, or they could be expecting a boy, and this boy may be due in October, or in 10 months or in 10 weeks. Yeah, so there's a pregnancy with a boy or like a son coming through here as well. Yes, that's what I'm hearing. So someone could be expecting a child. And this news is something that could be coming through as well. But again, as they were saying, these are things that definitely you could be keeping under wraps. And especially for the person who, with the pregnancy, you may be experiencing a lot of fluctuation in your mood and in your feelings as well. Yeah. I'm also getting a, because Cancer, here we have feminine vibration, with Aries, we have masculine vibration. So maybe others of you could be also expecting twins. You could be expecting twins as well. Someone could be pregnant with twins, maybe, like a boy and a girl. And I'm kind of almost being shown in a way like an inverted kind of way. Like it's almost as if like someone could be pregnant with twins, and one child is maybe going to be a girl or is going to display more feminine traits, and the other child is going to be a boy or is going to display more masculine traits. Or they could be both the same gender, but one may one's expression may be more masculine and the other one's expression more feminine. But these are things that are happening in inversion, so like kind of like it's all in the dark still, because all things related to the moon are things that are nocturnal or things that happen at night. So these are things that you could be keeping the news of the twins away from people. You may not be talking about it at the moment, or you may be thinking that you are expecting a boy, but then you realize in the 10th week or 10th month or something, in 10 days or something, that there's actually another boy, another child who's hiding behind the other one, and maybe that was not picked up by the ultrasound or the ultra thing that scans, again being represented through communication by Mercury and energy here. But that's for the person who I'm picking up the pregnancy for, one who's going to have a child. And then I'm also seeing the other person earlier on here was also being mentioned something about a new path sort of being opened for somebody. And this may be maybe in love, or it could also be like something like in the work front. Yeah. Okay. Now there's another third person coming in. This person is telling me about so I'm talking to somebody who may have lost like a mother figure, somebody who may have lost like their mother, and I feel like the mother is Taurus. So you may, well, okay, so you could be cross-watching. You may be like an Aries, cross-watching for a Taurus, or cross-watching for a Cancer, something like that, right? So I feel like somebody watches their mother sign. So let's say, for example, you're a Cancer, right? Or you're an Aries or something. You may be even a Gemini, but they're mostly fixating on these two signs. And I feel like let's say you are one of these two signs, and it's like, and you may be like a reader or spiritual person, and you watch your parents' sign as well. So it's almost as if like, let's say your mom was a Taurus, and so it's like you have your favorite readers and you watch Taurus readings sort of in the hope of hearing from your mom. Does that make sense? Like, yeah. So that person, the mother, there's like a mother energy that's coming in, and it's communicating to me something like that, where it's almost as if she's saying to me like, say this because my daughter is going to be watching this reading, or my son is going to be watching this reading, something like that. I'm feeling something like that here. And this is coming from a maternal energy, but she's representing herself. I feel like she's somehow connected to the Taurus collective. So she's coming to me almost as if she's saying, yeah, my child is going to be watching this Taurus collective because they're going to be wanting to hear from me, right? So I feel like she may be a Taurus, but she's coming through the maternal energy of the Cancer in spirit, right? And that's why this is the moon vibration, again, signaling all things that are psychic, that are, unknown, that are hidden, that are spiritual, that are, So I feel like she's coming through this, and she is connecting to an Aries moon. So I feel like maybe the person who's cross watching, you could either be a Cancer, you could be an Aries. And I feel like this feminine maternal energy that's coming in, it wants to communicate with you. So Mercury represents communication, but also Mercury retrograde represents communication coming back from loved ones, or coming back from exes, or coming back from, so when you hear people say there's a Mercury retrograde, you will often feel like there's a wave of exes coming back, or people who coming back from the past trying to get in communication with you again. But also this could represent in the spirit that people who've crossed over may also be trying to signal or communicate with you, right? So I feel like there's this maternal energy that's coming into your reading during this month of August. Maybe you've been thinking about her a lot, or you've been kind of this Leo season. So like either maybe you've been thinking a lot about her, and maybe dreaming, having dreams, or kind of just thinking things, remembering like old childhood memories, and just stuff like that. It's just like coming up in your mind. And I feel like she wants to communicate. She is also bearing that same light of like the path being sort of illuminated. So it's almost as if maybe the path is being illuminated, and like all of these people, they're sort of like coming through to communicate to their loved ones in a way, right? That's also like that's the third vibration. And this third vibration, she wants to communicate, I don't know, to an Aries son or daughter, or Cancer son or daughter, something about her pride for you, and her accomplishment, how she feels proud of your accomplishments, and sort of like the person that you have emerged yourself to be, how you've kind of pathed your way through life, and how you've kind of handled the loss and the disappointments. And I don't know if it took you a long time to grieve the loss of your mom or your son, something like that. Like it may have taken a very long time to grieve that loss. And for some of you, maybe even traveled or just did a lot of things just to distract yourself over the years, while kind of trying to process that loss and trying to work through it. And I feel like in this reading, that energy is coming in to sort of kind of just nudge you, give you like a nudge, and just kind of remind you that there's no love lost, or that kind of they see you in all of the things that you do, and that there's this energy of just like being a proud parent to a child who's still living, but whose parent has sort of crossed over. All right. Yeah. Now that was the third vibration. The second vibration was the possible twins child coming through, and then the first vibration was someone who maybe could be applying for a job or something, and they're waiting for some sort of like feedback. Yeah. That third vibration of the mother also is highlighting maybe the maturity as well that you have experienced, that you have gone through, like the emotional maturity, how you've gotten wiser through loss, or how you've gotten wiser through the grieving process, and just how you're handling life basically post that incident, right? Yes. I don't know, like she's also mentioning something about health, so I don't know if health was a thing. Like I feel like maybe she also was somebody who health was important for her, and like maybe she always tried to do things to be in good health or be in good spirit or be in good in a good headspace or something. But I feel like something just overtook her in like towards the end, maybe like a really like terrible illness or something that just was unexpected or not foreseen in a way. And maybe you think whether she suffers or whether something could have been done differently or something like that. And maybe there's a sense of guilt or resentment that maybe you feel about that, how that situation maybe played out. Right. So you may have had a lot of anger issues or a lot of, rage, frustration because of this. But I feel like it's something that you've worked through over the years. Clear messages, please, in a way that they could understand. Thank you. Yeah, also something about the way you do your hair or how you color your hair or how you style your hair may be significant. Number 4 represents Cancer, the fourth house of Cancer. I'm not sure who the man is, but they're definitely pulling my attention to the feminine vibration. I don't know if she was also like the way she did her hair, the way she dressed. Maybe it's something that maybe you got it from her. I feel like she was a woman maybe who also carried herself in a very particular way, with a lot of poise and a lot of class and a lot of elegance. And if she's also coming in with the Taurian vibration, it makes sense because Taurus are very self-loving people. They want the beautiful things in life. They're very clean. They're very proper and hardworking and tidy, and they love the comforts of life. But I don't know if this represents your father, maybe. That vibration is not coming in very strong. So I don't know if your father was absent or if he was present. Maybe he just wasn't a vibration that spoke up a lot. Like maybe your mom was the more dominant vibration of the two. Because it's like he's there, but he's in the background. One more. Okay. One more, but they gave me 3. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is it. Were they eventually separated at some point, or what happened? Because we've got the main male on one end, we've got the marriage between them, and then we've got mature woman on the other end. So at one point, did they come together and then they separated, or? Let me see. I'm curious why that is the way that it is. So I'm gonna get a clarifier. Please clarify mature woman, marriage, and main male. All right. For the first vibration, somebody is definitely in pursuit of you. So I feel like God is sort of trying to open that path. For some of you, you've been praying for marriage because there were three energies that are coming through here. So for some of you, you've been praying for marriage, you've been praying for love, and so I feel like God is sort of like illuminating that path where you're being prepared or sort of being aligned to be the best version of your feminine self, or as they say, like your best version of your divine feminine self, so that you could be aligned with the best version of your divine masculine and sort of come together in union of marriage. That's the first vibration. But I also feel like this is something about that also third vibration of the maternal energy. So I don't know if there was also in her time a marriage that then separated, or but like, we're gonna try and get more clarity on here. Right. So for others of you, maybe the marriage did not work. And so maybe your parents maybe were married at some point, but then towards the later stages of their life separated due to maybe possible abuse or possible violence in the relationship, as represented here by the Eight of Swords. Could also have been anger issues, control issues, and you know, maybe domestic abuse, right? So there could have been a separation eventually, and so then you may have been raised by both parents, but then maybe towards the later end, towards the tail end of their lives, they separated and they both kind of went their ways, and then maybe that one of them passed on or both of them passed on, but not as a couple. Right. And also, I feel like a lot of the abuse and a lot of the violence that was ongoing here were also things that were sort of hidden, as represented by the moon vibrations of earlier. So, some of you guys were suffering in silence with regard to this, and maybe you decided that, like in Leo season this year or last year, that enough is enough, and you're going to talk about your situation or things that have been impacting your marriage, or like a Mercury retrograde sort of brought things into perspective. Yes, like I feel like you definitely wanted to be seen, wanted to be appreciated, wanted to be celebrated, and maybe things got to a point where they became a little bit more stale and weren't really moving forward as far as a particular partnership is concerned. Yeah. What about the third vibration? Third vibration is Seven of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, I feel like something did not work out, something did not turn out as expected. And I feel like it may be connected to health, like something just did not turn out the way it had been expected. Maybe there was a lot of resources placed into this person's recovery or improving their health, but maybe towards the end it just did not, was not maybe enough. All right, let's close off with an oracle. All right. Yeah, there's also a lot of maybe also like a lot of medical documents maybe were tampered with, or a lot of information, because we're dealing with Mercury here, was also maybe tampered with, or certain things were maybe hidden, like from plain sight, or certain lies were told regarding this third vibration. And someone may have been trying to get justice for that, for maybe the loss of a parent through maybe negligent healthcare. And others of you also, the false, this also could be infidelity in a marriage, where there could have been, the violence and the abuse that they were talking about here also may have been as a result of maybe someone not being genuine and honest about their, you know, their, maybe like their relationship, or like affairs or something like that, right? And so that maybe could have also led to a separation. That's what I'm picking up here as well. All right, let's see if we can get something maybe a little bit more positive to close this off. What is the future outcome? Okay, the moon. Well, not too many positive things. I feel like, you see, we have a lot. The moon is coming back again. So again, this is just to confirm and clarify exactly what they had mentioned earlier about the moon vibration. So definitely a lot of things. I feel like this is an energy where, for all the three vibrations that were coming in earlier, I feel like there's a lot of things that people are still working through, right? There's the energy I was picking up about the pregnancy. So that could be also something that is a quiet pregnancy, or is a hidden pregnancy, or like no one is really sharing about it at the moment until maybe certain things develop up to a certain stage. There's also the marriage thing and the infidelity thing that I'm picking up, that also there could be a lot of secrecies, or like an affair that's taking place. It's a lot of things that are hidden in this Taurian energy, that is kind of interesting, because like the spirit, or the people that the spirit's trying to reach, could be dealing with a lot of things that are hidden, or a lot of things that are in the dark, that people maybe are still not ready to confront, or not ready to fully work through, or they could be grieving a loss, or there's still some residual anger, or frustrations, or disappointments regarding maybe the loss of a parent, or a loss of a situation, things like that. And I feel like the invitation during Leo season, that illumination that they were talking about, is for you to really work through a lot of those things, whether you're cross-watching for Taurus, or whether you're a Taurus yourself and you're dealing with some or all of this stuff. I feel like the invitation this month is for you to really take a deep dive into really exploring all of the different themes of your life that are maybe connected to this, or that this reading maybe prompts you or inspires you to look at some of those areas in your life, and really look at, where are the blocks, where are the limits, where are the things that causes the hurt, the pain, and how could you improve that, how could you work through that? Because with a lot of moon vibration here, it shows that you're dealing with a lot of things, but they're all internalized and they're not expressed. And when things are internalized, sometimes they affect the way that you show up in the world, right? And so I think that this is what God is trying to bring to your attention during Leo season, during this period, just to awaken you and to make you, the best version of yourself as you move through your growth journey. All right. So that's all I have coming in for you guys here, Taurus, during the month of August. I hope in some ways that this helps you in your healing and your growth. And if it does, please do leave a like. Please share with someone who you feel may benefit from this, and please subscribe for more. And and I appreciate all of that love and support, and I'll see you guys in the next one.